I just need to do a full face and use as much as I can. Stop.
I'm sorry. You didn't tell me you were filming.
The door is closed. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do a full face of everything in my project pan. Since I have a lot of products and I'm trying to get rid of them, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a little update on my project pan. If you guys are following this, I've been trying to use these products up, and some of them I just need to do a full face and use as much as I can. So I thought it'd be fun to do a little project pan update, use up some products I've been trying to get rid of. Great time to do that. I think we are on week 6 of staying in our houses 24/7, except for going to the grocery store. So first things first is my Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I am so close. It makes me so mad. Every time I use it, I'm like, pull it in. I don't know. I probably have like, maybe if I used it every day for a week, I could get through it. But like one of those things, I'm like, come on. Where's the end? I can see it, the light at the end of the tunnel. Because I don't know if you guys don't know this, but I am definitely one of those people that it's really hard for me to throw things away. Let me know if you're like this too. But if I buy it, or even if I receive it, I feel like I have to use it a certain amount to, like, I just can't throw it away. Like, even if things are expired, I'm like, oh, but maybe I could use this moisturizer on my body. I don't know. I need to use it up. So yeah, hopefully I can finish this up pretty soon here and I can finally say goodbye to this, because I've actually had this for a while now. Oh my goodness, I'm so close. Maybe like 2 to 3 uses. I've also been trying to finish up this. This is like halfway done. Custom blot drops from Cover Effects. Lordy. This one takes me so long to finish because it doesn't work that well if I use it all over my entire face. I usually like to mix it and then I'll just put it in like the places where I get a little oily, because I do have combination skin. Joy to the world. And then as for eyeshadow primer, I am going to prime my eyes ahead of time because I do like to let this sit on my eyes for a little bit. This is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Eye and Lip Primer. I used to love this and I used to really like it, and I would mix it with like a concealer on my eyes and use that as an eyeshadow primer. If you guys don't know, my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer has stolen the game here, so I don't really think I'm gonna finish this at an appropriate time, unfortunately. And it also separates a lot of the time. Like, I try to work it up in my hand, or in the, like, squish it up in here, but if you can see, it kind of separates, which gets annoying. But I'm just gonna prime, and this is not my favorite way of priming because I have discoloration and veining on my eyes, so having a clear primer like this is not something that I like to do, because I feel like when I put shadow over top of this, the veining and stuff sometimes will show through. Let's get into foundation. Now, this is the Smashbox Studio Skin Hydrating Foundation. I have gone through one of these before, but this one is right about here, so I'm over halfway done with it, but still trucking with it. This one I liked, and then after I got the second bottle, I just had foundations that I liked more than this one. So even though I still like this for a good everyday medium coverage foundation that will last a pretty good time, like this foundation, I can sweat through it. It won't separate. It does get a little bit creasy, but as far as like if you're being outside, like in Texas heat, humidity, like this is a really good foundation to use. But at the same time, I also had foundations that I was like, I kind of want to wear this one a little bit more. As you can see, this is more of like medium skin-like finish foundation, but oof, does it have a good lasting power to it. The other two foundations that I'm trying to finish up are both from Marc Jacobs. This is a Shameless foundation, and this one is the Genius Gel foundation. This one's discontinued. I love this foundation. It is a little bit too pale for me at the moment, but I just don't want to give this one up because it's discontinued. But it's also getting to the point where I've been holding on to it because it's discontinued, that I do need to start going through this, but at the same time I'm like, I love you so much. And I actually have 5 concealers that I'm trying to use up. Yes, I know it is terrible. So we're gonna start with this one. This one is the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Concealer in the shade number 1. This one, I liked it the first like month that I was using it, and then it got like really gross on the little sponge applicator, so I took that off, and then it like oxidized really weird in here, so it's actually kind of a dark color. I don't know what the heck is going on with this, but trying to finish this up so I can finally chuck it. And then same thing with this one. This is the Dior Skin Star Concealer. This one I had in a lighter shade and I loved it. And then this one is in the shade number 2 and it can be kind of dark. So this one I've been trying to get rid of, and it's a sample size. So, and then the other concealer is another sample, or I think it's a mini that I have. This is the Benefit Boing Airbrush Concealer, and it is in the shade 2. It's a little too dark. I try and use this for concealing the darkness and then go in with a lighter concealer. But, you know, you always forget. You know, in your routine, you're just kind of like doing it, and then you're like, oh, dang it, I was going to use that primer, or I was going to do this, and then you're already 3 steps ahead of that one, and you're like, well, I can't go back and do that now. Next concealer is a Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I've had this one for a while. I got it when it first came out, and I'm trying to just use it up because if you guys can't see, this applicator is hardly getting anything on there, so I don't know if it's like gunking up on the sides real weird or what the heck is going on with this, but it's not coming out on the brush, so I'm waiting for the time where it's like, okay, you can throw it away now. And then last concealer is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage and Contour Concealer in the shade C2. This one I don't really like, and it is kind of a light color for me, and this one is pretty much full. I don't know why I didn't return it when I had the chance to, but now it's just kind of sitting in my collection and I never use it. So for today, I think I'm going to use the Laura Mercier concealer since I feel like I haven't used this thing in forever. Ugh. Application process is just so weird. So I'm just gonna like clicking it up, and I'm gonna try and focus it in the dark spots. And I'm gonna use just a brush for the darkness. And then I'm just gonna take my sponge and just pat over everything. And I'm gonna take the Tarte Creaseless Concealer, and with whatever is on here, I'm gonna kind of like highlight with it. And I know I'm using a crazy amount of product, but I'm also trying to finish this up. I want it to go away, but I don't want to throw it away. I know, I'm so crazy. I don't know what the heck is wrong with me. My friend Judy had to come over and we went through my skincare, and she's really good about being like, okay, like you need to throw this away. And we threw away so much. And then I was like looking at the bin and I was like, well, maybe I could keep this. And she's like, no, you need to throw it away. I was like, ugh, I'm so bad at this. And then as for powder, I don't have anything that I'm trying to pan right now. So I'm just gonna use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, which is like one of the best setting powders ever. And we're just gonna set my under eyes and everything. All right, and then as for highlighter, I don't have anything that is like a powder highlighter, but I do have this Milk Makeup Turnt highlighter that I got, I believe in a Sephora Favorites kit, and I only got a little bit. So we're trying to finish this one up. I'm gonna just warm it up. We are highlighted. And then before I get into blush and bronzer and all of that, I'm gonna move on to my eyes. I have two eyeshadow palettes that I'm kind of trying to pan, but I'm not really being like, you need to finish it, because I mean, these are old. This is the Lorac Pro Palette, and this is an old palette. I used to love this palette. This was like one of my favorite palettes ever, and I had pan on one shade. But I feel like I'm never gonna be able to finish this palette ever. But I thought it'd be nice to include it into this project pan. The other one is this Anastasia like custom palette. I got it at like a makeup booth that they had like a bunch of single eyeshadows and you could make your own palette. And yes, it is broken because I've had this for a long time and I have some like random shades of color in here. So I'm gonna try and use both of these, and yes, this whole thing comes out now. It is bad. I'm probably just gonna take these eyeshadows out and put them into like a magnetic palette and just throw this palette away, but you know, we're here for the project pan today. Everything is crazy. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in, and we're gonna dip into this Lorac Pro palette. Let me know if you guys have had this palette, if you still have this palette, what's going on with it. But I'm gonna take the shade Taupe, which is that shade, and I'm just gonna start putting it into my crease. I don't know what the heck happened to Lorac, because I feel like they had like some decent palettes, and then I feel like they got popular, and then their palettes just weren't the same, because I tried to buy like some other palettes of theirs and I ended up returning them because they were not as good quality as this one is. Like, this palette is old and it's still kicking some butt, but definitely this palette and the Naked palette were like the two palettes that I used in like the first 2 years of high school. And then I'm gonna take the shade Cream and I'm gonna use this one to kind of diffuse out that taupe shade. And then I'm gonna dip into that Anastasia palette. I have no idea what shade this is, but the orange shade, do these have names on the bottom of them? Is this still an Anastasia shade? Blazing. I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna pack it on my outer corner, and then I'm just gonna go through and blend this shade out. I'm not really planning on this look to be phenomenal or anything. And then I'm gonna take that same orange shade, blend it underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna take the shade Champagne from the Lorac Pro palette, and I'm gonna highlight. Ooh, that was way more intense than I was anticipating, but I'm gonna highlight my brow bone, and then I'm gonna blend this out. I'm actually also gonna take this and go on top of that milk highlighter. Oh my gosh. And then I do have another thing that I've been trying to pan. This is the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow in Perlina. I got this in a Sephora Favorites, and it is starting to dry out, so I'm trying to use it up before it is all gone. Because it is pretty, but it's just getting a little too flaky. All right, and then while this is still kind of wet on my eyes, I'm going to take, ooh, what is this shade called? Metal by Anastasia. And just kind of pat it over, and it'll still have those like rainbow glitters kind of showing through. Also from Anastasia, I'm gonna take this kind of purpley shade, what is it, Sangria, up against my lower lash line over top of the orange. And then I'm gonna take this light purple shade in Macaroon from Anastasia, highlight my inner corner. I'm also gonna do that thing where I go into my crease with it. And then I'm gonna take just a teensy bit of the champagne from the Lorac Pro Palette and just go right on that inner tear duct. I'm just getting to the point where I'm just kind of playing around. And then I'm gonna take the black from the Lorac Pro Palette, and I'm doing kind of like a smoky liner with this. And then I'm gonna put it underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna take this shade Sable, and I'm gonna go and build this into my outer corner and kind of blending out the black a bit. All right, let's move on to brows. So another Anastasia product. This is the Brow Pomade in the shade Blonde, and I've used a pretty hefty amount of this, but still trying to finish it up. And it is drying out, so I might have to throw this one away from just not being able to use it, but we're gonna try. This is what I used to always do my eyebrows with. I used to just cake this on my eyebrows. I'm just gonna have to stop where it is. It is taking me way too long to try and smooth all of this out because this jar is drying out. It is flaking, balling up, sticking in my eyebrows weird, and this is probably the best that we're going to get. All right, now let's move on to mascara. This is the Beautycounter lengthening mascara. This one is so bad. First of all, look at this brush. Do you see this brush? What the even heck am I supposed to do with this? I forgot where I got this from, but maybe it was in a BoxyCharm, maybe it was in like an Allure box, but this mascara, oh my god, it does not want to work for me. I mean, maybe if you had like 2 lashes, it'd work, but it doesn't like to go through your lashes at all. And it's way too bendy. Like, look at this. Look how bendy that is. So it's like impossible to get the product like on your lashes without the friggin' This one I think I'm just gonna throw away because every time I use it, it makes me mad. I don't even like using it for like my lower lashes. Like, nothing is happening. Nothing. This is enough. Enough is enough. All right, I'm just gonna grab this one. This is Pat McGrath. All right, zooming you guys back out now. We're pretty much almost done. I don't think this eye look turned out too terrible, but next thing is the Benefit Dallas Bronzer. It's got a bit of pan, but this one's a little dark for me, so I kind of like to contour, bronze tour with this. So I just put it in the spot where I contour. This Hoola Bronzer is still looking the same. I swear, this one doesn't want to leave me. I have a whole Hoola Bronzer I haven't even opened yet, and I'm like, do I even want to? This is taking me so long to finish. Oh my gosh. And so, what I do is I just blend out what I did right there with the contour, and then I go along my temples. I don't hate the Hoola Bronzer. It's just getting annoying that it's taking me so long to finish this. And then just taking a little bit of that Hoola Bronzer up in here, blending the eye makeup with my nose, coralista blush, and just go along the apples and blend it back into my bronzer. And then I don't have any Project Pan lipsticks, so I'm just gonna take Bond Girl from Charlotte Tilbury. All right, and this is the finished look. It's kind of like a grungy springtime look, but let me know if you guys have a Project Pan going on. Let me know if you've used any of these products. I don't hate any of these products, I just feel like I need to finish them if they're expiring, if I'm almost done with them, if I have products I like more and I just feel like I'm neglecting them. That's why I want to do this video, because I need to start using them more often and getting rid of them. But let me know what you guys thought of this look. And if you haven't seen my last full face of makeup video, it'll be right over here for you guys. This video will be suggested to you by YouTube and my face will be right here. Click on it and subscribe to my channel.